Zombie apocalypse.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Eco Talks with Sneha Manerikar. In today's session, we'll discuss few more questions from production economics. Today we'll cover some part of farm management. Our first question, imperfection of knowledge leads to A, risk, B, uncertainty, C, both A and B, D, none of the above. Answer is both A and B. Imperfection of knowledge leads to both risk and uncertainty. Now, one can predict the possibility of occurrence of future outcome in case of A, risk, B, uncertainty, C, both A and B, D, none of the above. Answer is A, risk. One can predict the possibility of occurrence of future outcomes in case of risk, whereas in uncertainty, it cannot be predicted. Now, this is the difference between risk and uncertainty. Risk is defined as situation of winning or losing something worthy, where uncertainty is a condition where there is no knowledge about the future events. Risk can be measured and quantified through the theoretical models, whereas uncertainty is in quantitative terms, as future terms are not possible to measure, as future events are unpredictable. And these are the other differences between risk and uncertainty. Then risk can be measured by A, SD, B, CV, C, probability, D, all of the above. Answer is all of the above. Risk can be measured by using standard deviation, coefficient of variation, as well as probability. A program of total farm activity of a farmer drawn up in advance is known as A, farm planning, B, farm budgeting, C, enterprise budgeting, D, capital budgeting. Answer is farm planning. A program of total farm activity which is prepared in advance is known as farm planning. Now, farm planning is a decision-making process in the farm business which involves organization and management of limited resources to realize to achieve the specified goals continuously. Farm planning involves selecting the most profitable course of action among the all possible alternatives. Then, when farm planning is expressed in terms of money, it is known as farm planning, B, farm budgeting, C, enterprise budgeting, D, capital budgeting. Answer is enterprise budgeting. When farm planning is expressed in terms of money, it is called as enterprise budgeting. And types of farming includes A, specialized farming, B, diversified farming, C, mixed farming, D, all of the above. Answer is all of the above. Farming types are specialized farming, diversified farming, as well as mixed farming. Now, farming is classified as types. There are types of farming and system of farming. Under types of farming, we have diversified, specialized, mixed, ranching, and dry. Whereas in system of farming, we have cooperative, peasant, state, and capitalistic. The next question is, a type of farming that includes grazing of livestock on public pasture is known as A, ranching, B, grazing, C, livestock farming, D, all of the above. Answer is A, ranching. The type where farming that includes grazing of livestock on public pasture is known as ranching. Now, a ranch differs from other type of crop or livestock farming in that livestock grazes the natural vegetation. In simple farming, what will happen? Livestock will graze on natural vegetation, whereas in ranching, it will graze on the public land. Then, ranches are not utilized for tilling or raising of crops. The ranchers have no land of their own and make use of public grazing land. A ranch occupies most of the time of one or more operator. This is usually followed in Australia, Tibet, and certain parts of India. Now, cooperative planning is based on A, ownership, B, operationship, C, both A and B, D, none of the above. Answer is both A and B. Cooperative planning, in which cooperative farming, they are based on ownership as well as operationship. In some, it is ownership is collective, and some cooperative farming, operationship is collective. Then cooperative farming means system under which all agriculture operation or part of them are carried out on jointly by farmers on voluntary basis, and each farmer retaining right in his own land. Then farmer will pool all the factors of production, that is land, labor and capital. Land will be treated as a one unit and cultivated jointly under the direction of elected management, and profit will be distributed in the proportion of the land contributed by each farmer, and rest of the profit would be contributed for proportional to the wages earned by each farmers. Then in cooperative joint farming, ownership is A collective, B individual, B both A and B, D none of the above. Answer is individual. In cooperative joint farming, ownership is individual. In cooperative better farming, ownership and operationship is A collective, B individual, C both A and B, D none of the above. Answer is individual. In cooperative better farming, ownership as well as operationship will be individual. Now here is the classification of cooperative farming. Cooperative farming is classified into cooperative better farming, cooperative joint farming, cooperative tenant farming, cooperative collecting farming. Now in cooperative better farming, ownership and operations both are individual. There is joint, in ownership is individual, operation is collective. Cooperative tenant, ownership is collective, operation is individual, and in collective both ownership and operations are collectively done. In which of the farming enjoys the scientific method of cultivation? A collective farming, B state farming, C capitalistic farming, D cooperative farming. Answer is state farming. State farming will have the advantage of scientific method of cultivation, because here state will be funding the cultivation of farming activity, and it will encourage even the research to be conducted in various crops in the state farming. Then government carries out the state farming. Farm managers are employed for conducting day-to-day agriculture operations. Then farm may be mechanized or unmechanized depending on the size, and government will provide all the finance and facilities. Also policies will be adopted, and profit and loss will be entirely borne by the government. The production plan of the farm is laid down by the state, and the farmers have to sell the fixed proportion of output to the state. This is called as A collective farming, B state farming, C capitalistic farming, D cooperative farming. Answer is collective farming. In collective farming, the production plan is set down by the state government, and the farmers have to sell a fixed proportion of the output to the state. In collective farming, members surrender their land, livestock and implement to the society or the state, and the state will give the plan of production. Then types of farming includes A specialized farming, diversification, mixed. All of the above. Answer is all of the above. Then a farming in which no single enterprise contributes as high as 50% of total income received in whole farm is called A specialized farming, B diversification, C mixed farming, D all of the above. Answer is diversification. Diversification form of farming is where no single enterprise contribute more than 50% of total income received from whole farm. A farm on which no single product or source of income equals as much as 50% of total income is called as diversified farming. On such farm, farmer depend on several sources of income. Like here you can see in the pie chart, whole total farm, there are various enterprises or various different sources of income like cash, grain, dairy, poultry, sheep rearing, farming, etc. This no single enterprise is contributing more than 50% of total income. So such farm is called as diversified farming. Advantage of diversified farming is farmers will not face risk is reduced, because if single crop is there and if there is failure of crop, he has to bear the complete loss. Whereas when 2 to 3 or more crops are there or more enterprise are there, the risk of loss will be less. In a farming in which more than 50% of total income is received from single enterprise, A specialized farming, B diversification, C mixed farming, D all of the above. Answer is specialized farming. When total income received from single enterprise is more than 50% of total income of the farm, then it is called as Specialized farming. Then specialized farming is one in which 50% or more receipts are derived from one enterprise. Income is sale plus produce used at home. Then there are some conditions for going for specialization. First, where there is a specialized market outlets. If there is special market for your produce, then you can go for specialization. Then economic conditions are fairly uniform along the long period, and enterprise is not affected by abnormal weather conditions like poultry farm. So in such, if these conditions satisfy, one can go for specialized farming. A farming in which minimum of 10% income from single enterprise and which should not go above 49% of income, then it is called A, specialized farming, B, diversification, C, mixed farming, D, all of the above. Answer is mixed farming. Now each enterprise will give or eat income from 10% to 49% of total farm income. Such is called as mixed farming. The best example for mixed farming is crop raising and livestock raising. So this is a typical example for mixed farming. Continuous income can be expected from which type of farming? A, specialized farming, B, diversification, C, mixed farming, D, all of the above. Answer is diversification. When we use diversified farming, there is a continuous income can be expected because a farmer is not dependent on the single enterprise. He is dependent on 2 or more enterprises, so he can expect the continuous income. Then decrease in the value of asset due to wear and tear is known as A, depreciation, B, capital consumption allowance, B, C, both A and B, D, salvage value. Answer is depreciation. Depreciation definition is decrease in the value of assets due to wear and tear. Then the value of asset at the end of its useful life is known as A, use value, B, scrap or salvage value, C, market value, D, all of the above. Answer is scrap or salvage value, sometimes also called as junk value. The value of asset at the end of its useful life is known as salvage value. Then assets are used constantly throughout its useful life is assumed in which method of depreciation? A, straight line method, B, sum of years digit method, C, reducing balance method, D, all of the above. Answer is straight line method. There are various methods for calculating depreciation. Then assets are used constantly throughout its useful life. In such situation, we use straight line method. In the next video, we'll discuss about few more methods to calculate depreciation. That's all for today's session. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section or message me on my Telegram group, EcoTalks. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.